big changes just hit Japan's work visa system this month. If you are an engineer planning to move to Tokyo in 2026, the rules of the game have officially changed. The Japanese government has moved from suggesting Japanese language skills to making them a formal part of the visa screening process. For many, JLPT N2 is now the new standard. Does this mean the door is closing for English-speaking engineers? Not necessarily, but it means your visa strategy needs to be much smarter. Today, we are breaking down the new N2 rule, the risks of the J-Find visa, and the fast-track point system that could still get you to Japan without a single word of Japanese. Hi everyone, I'm Kei. I've been a mobile app engineer here in Tokyo for 10 years, and I'm the founder of the Japan Tech Playbook. Now I'm helping foreign engineers navigate the Japanese market, and I'm seeing a lot of concern about these April 2026 updates. I wanted to create a definitive guide on what has changed and how you can still secure your move despite the new hurdles. First, let's talk about the visa that most of you will apply for. It's officially called the Engineer Specialist in Humanities International Services Visa, or Gijinkoku for short in Japanese. So what's new? Starting mid-April 2026, the Immigration Services Agency is making JLPT N2 or CEFR B2 equivalent a standard requirement for this visa if your job involved Japanese communication. So, can you still get a visa without N2? Yes, but only if your employer can prove the role is 100% English only. However, expect the paperwork to be much more difficult. Companies will have to submit detailed reasons for application, explaining why Japanese isn't needed. If you don't have N2, your choice of company matters more than ever. If you want to skip the N2 headache entirely, you need to look at the highly skilled professional visa, which is called HSP visa. This is a points-based system where N2 is optional, not mandatory. If you hit 70 points, you get a 5-year visa and permanent residency in just 3 years. If you hit 80 points, you can apply for PR just 1 year. Here is how you get those points. 1. Education. Bachelor's 10 points, Master's 20 points, Doctor 30 points. 2. Experience. 3 years is 5 points, up to 10 plus years, 20 points. Number 3. Age. Under 30, 15 points. If you're 30 to 34, 10 points. So the younger, the better. Number 4. Salary. This is a big one. Earning 10 million JPY as a 30 years old can give you up to 40 points alone. This is a massive, right? So to see how this works, let's look at the 2 examples. Example A, let's say Alex, the young specialist. Alex is 28 years old, has a master's degree and 3 years of experience in tech. He doesn't speak Japanese at all. So in his case, age 15 points, master's 20 points, top university bonus 10 points. Experience is 5 points. Salary, let's say he has 10 million yen in a year, 20 points. And total 70 points. So Alex qualified for HSP and bypasses the N2 requirement. Even he don't speak Japanese, even he don't have an N2. So example B, Sara. Sara is 34, has 10 years of experience, and she has a N2. So in her case, age 10 points, experience 20 points, salary 12 million JPY, in this case 40 points, and JLPT N2 10 points. So total 80 points. Sara is on the 1-year track to permanent residency. So let's look at the other options. First, J-Find visa. This is great for job hunting for 2 years. But remember, when you switch to work visa later, you'll hit that N2 requirement. Second, J-Skip visa. This is for high earners, like 20 million yen per year. This VIP lane is unaffected by the new N2 rules. And number 3, as you know, student visa. If you are graduating from a Japanese university, you're generally exempt from this new N2 requirement. So what is a strategy for 2026? First, check your HSP score. See if you can hit 17 points to bypass the language requirement. And target global first companies. If you don't have N2, you need to apply to companies that know how to handle the extra visa paperwork for English-only roles. And 3, start studying. Even if you use the HSP route, the government is signaling that they want to speak the language, right? Passing N2 will always be a massive plus. Now, I know a lot of you want to join our Inner Circle community to get direct help with this. Right now, we are actually at the capacity and are not accepting new members. So we can focus on our current cohort. I'm planning to reopen doors in June or July. However, you shouldn't wait until June to start your job hunt. To help you get a head start, I prepared the useful assets for you. A list of 50 tier 2 companies in Japan. There are companies that are large enough to sponsor visas and often have English-speaking engineering teams. But they aren't the big tech names that everyone else is fighting over. It's the ultimate shortcut for your 2026 job search. So click the link in the description to download the list for free and join our newsletter. You will be the first to know the second we reopen the Inner Circle in June. If this video helped you, please hit like and subscribe for more updates on Tokyo Tech Scene. Thank you. I'm Kei. I'll see you in the next one. ありがとうございました。